I met a Gypsy.
So I was talking to someone about Jeremy racing Star again. He just announced that he's doing the season this year, which came out of left field in a huge way.
Dude, you ain't kidding.
And then so someone said to me, they're like, "Oh, I can't believe it with all the drama that happened." But I wasn't across any of that. Like I was back in Australia doing my thing back then. I think I don't know that I was that in the scene to even know what that drama was.
Yeah, I think with it's not just my brother. I think a lot of us are guilty of this. Like the grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that's why I switched over to TLD. I thought the grass was greener, and it's not always the case. And I think for my brother, he's went through that a couple times now. But really, like after the club deal went down, like I mean, he was not in a good spot mentally. Like he couldn't even drive down the road without getting nausea. He'd have to pull over and like breathe, close his eyes. Like literally couldn't drive down the road.
What was that from?
Because he had the concussion in Detroit, where he was knocked out for a little bit in the heat race, and then he took some time off. He actually came back and raced a few Supercrosses. And then he was on outdoors like maybe a month later, and he crashed again. He was out for 6 minutes. And after that one, that's when he came back to Minnesota, basically packed his bags up from club, came back, and like he was not well for like 2 months after that. So that was like summer off, and I kind of thought this summer he was just going to do one last Millville National. He bought a Kawasaki 450 from a local dealership. He wasn't riding. He was your VIP host at Star Yamaha.
Yeah.
And it was like he was pretty much done. Yeah, and then this deal came a call on Star, and we were both like, what? Yeah, so big surprise.
Crazy. How do you think he's going to do?
I don't know. Honestly, at this point, I really want him to just be healthy.
And just enjoy the experience.
Yeah, for sure. I'm like, Jeremy, I've had this talk with him. Like, listen, you have to, at the end of the day, like, I retired in 2022. I made it through a whole 450 season, which is what I wanted to do. Like, let's be honest, I'm a career 250 guy, but I wanted to give the 451 shot, and I didn't win any titles. I wish I would have won more races. I threw away wins and podiums. But at the end of the day, I retired I was content with what I accomplished in the sport.
Yeah.
And I think for anybody, including my brother, like you have to be content with what you've done. You know, like I mean, look at Ryan Dungey. He came back. You know, like he was still wanting to do more, and like who's won more than that guy? You know.
Yep. Three people.
Yeah, exactly.
In the whole sport.
And so, yeah, I think my brother's attitude's pretty good. Like he's like, oh yeah, Big Al, I've been having a glass of wine, and you know, I just like whatever happens, happens, and I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. You want, like, people deserve to go out like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially someone that's added so much to the sport and been such a great champion. Like, it's definitely, it's sad sometimes in sport when really good guys are not, like, okay, good guys on the motorcycle, but good guys off the motorcycle and guys that have been amazing for the sport. You really want to see them get their flowers and you know, go out in like a way that they can feel good about and not have the regrets, you know?
Yeah, and I think part of it is like you look at like Ricky and maybe not Stu, but like Ricky Villapoto. There's a lot of guys that we all looked up to growing up that just like went out on top.
Just peaked.
And that's just not the reality for 99% of us. You know, those are the outliers. You know, it's really, really hard to be successful for like 1 year at a professional level, let alone 10. You know, and my brother, yeah, he had a good run. I had a good run. And at the end of the day, like, you just have to be content with what you've accomplished. And it's tough because you spend 30 years of your life or more. Like, this is all you do. You eat, breathe, and sleep moto. And then when it's done, you got to, like, basically acquire a new skill set.
Yeah.
You know, you have to learn a new trade, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. And so Dino was in here yesterday or the day before. And, I mean, he's wrestling with that right now. He's like, dude, like, this is going to be hard. And he's had some dark days when even he thought he was done, and he's managed to keep this cool part-time schedule, Supercross only schedule going. And then the HRC thing was crazy. But he's like, dude, I mean, even with all this, I still am looking down at the possibility of retirement. And then, like, what am I going to do? You know? And it's like, you either A, get a whole new skill set, or B, lean into the skill set that you already have. And then there's some kind of challenges around, you know, just being a worker bee in the industry and not being the star rider. And, like, you know, like there's a whole lot that you have to process as an athlete.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.